You're not live yet, are you?
Yeah. People like to see that it's actually there. A little panicky. You're gonna have the music up here.
I was across yours. Good morning. It was going to be the Strebe family, but it's nice outside, so some are going to do it out. It's kind of raining. There's not enough room out there, so I'll be guiding you through this practice alone this morning. We're moving plants outside to get some nice natural watering. So what's going on in the background. So here we go. Okay, we'll start standing heels together, toes apart. Feel the flat of each foot grounded on the mat, firming up the legs. Notice as you firm up the legs, you also engage that pelvic floor, Mula Bandha. It's a Kegel contraction, drawing the navel slightly to the spine with upper and lower abdominals engaged. That's Uddiyana Bandha. Begin the Ujjayi breath, breathing in and out through the nose, making a hissing sound in the throat as you inhale. The lungs fill. Notice the rib cage lift away from the hips, crown of the head reaching towards the ceiling. On exhale, notice how you start to go inward. Again, inhale, Ujjayi. Rib cage lifts. On exhale, the consciousness is drawn inward. Into our first posture, which is salutation pose, where we honor the transcendental self, engaging Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, rolling onto the crown of the head, lifting the feet. There should be little weight in the elbows. It should be in the upper forearm wrist area. Ujjayi breathing. The more you practice this posture, you'll immediately go in and be overcome by a feeling of love of your purest self, love, respect, honoring this body that carries us through this lifetime. This posture is about setting an intention. Take infinite care of the body, to be in tune with, to be identified with the highest part of our being through this practice. Listening to the Ujjayi breath sound. Let the eyes gently look up and gaze at that point where the head's touching the mat. Just be right there. Lowering the feet so the bottom of the toes come onto the mat from up. Sitting on the heels. Noticing the effect already. And come to standing with heels together and toes apart. We begin our sun salutation. As we do this sun salutation, we chant. We create a vibration in the throat region that resonates through all the cells of the body. And the arms over the head, palms together. Big inhale. Om Kriya Bhavaji Namah. Forehead. Om Kriya Bhavaji Namah. Throat. Om Kriya Bhavaji Namah. Heart. Om Kriya Bhavaji Namah. Navel. Om Kriya Bhavaji Namah. Come down on the knees, face the hands at the crown. Om Kriya Bhavaji Namah. Salutation pose, lifting the feet. Om Kriya Bhavaji Namah. Hands forward, right knee forward, lift the chest, engage Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, place drishti right at the forehead center. Om Kriya Babaji Namaha. 2 breaths here. Moving the downward dog. Start high on the toes with tailbone lifting, reaching for the ceiling. Still engaging those bandhas as you lower the heels towards the mat together. Om Kriya Babaji Namaha. 2 breaths here. Drishti is in the throat region. Lowering down flat on the mat, firming up the legs, inner thighs, push pubic bone into the mat as you peel the chin up, chest up. Om Kriya Babaji Namaha. 2 breaths here. Lowering the chin down to touch the mat, bottom of the toes on the mat. Lift the pelvis up, navel drawn to spine. Om Kriya Babaji Namaha. 2 breaths here. Lowering back down flat, firming up the legs, peeling up. Om Kriya Babaji Namaha. 2 Ujjayi breaths again. Mental focus is in the pelvic region, right above the tailbone. To downward dog again. Head coming between the arms, feel the fingertips gripping the mat, palms like suction cups to the mat together. Om Kriya Babaji Namaha. 2 breaths, Ujjayi. Notice that the pelvic floor, that Kegel squeeze, is engaged, navel to spine. Breathing with the upper lungs. Left knee forward, right leg back. Lift the chest. Om Kriya Babaji Namaha. 2 breaths again. Focused at forehead center. Left knee back to right into salutation pose, lifting the feet. Om Kriya Babaji Namaha. Coming up on the knees, hands at the crown. Om Kriya Babaji Namaha. Into standing, thumbs at the navel. Om Kriya Babaji Namaha. To the heart. Om Kriya Babaji Namaha. Throat. Om Kriya Babaji Namaha. Forehead. Om Kriya Babaji Namaha. Hands above. Om Kriya Babaji Namaha. We'll sing the song of sun worship. Everybody face the sun, Crossing the thumbs, opening the palms like satellite dish to collect the sun's energy. It's there even though there might be clouds. Rotating clockwise. Deepam jyoti phala brahman, deepam sarvam tamo bhagan, deepane satyate sarvam, Nala deepam namostude, Kala deepam namostude, Uchi deepam namostude, Santya deepam namostude, Nisi deepam namostude, Ambudipam namostude, Ahimsadipam namostude, Asanadipam namostude, Pranadipam namostude, Dhyanadipam namostude, Jnanadipam namostude, Mantradipam namostude, Bhaktidipam namostude, Bhavajidipam namostude, Anadipam namostude, Amandipam namostude, Yogadipam namostude. Inhale, reaching up to the sky. Exhale, arms come down by the side. Palms can come together at heart center, where we honor that emptiness, that space that holds us up, keeps us in place, keeps us safe all times, every day. Good. Go to hip openers. Okay, let's start by putting the feet together in front, just butterflying the knees. Feel the sit bones. Sit bones on the mat. You should place your inner gaze, your point of focus, what we call the drishti, into the hip joints. Noticing the movement there. Notice how when you breathe in and out through the nose and create that ujjayi breath sound, that hissing sound in the throat, how the hips begin to relax. Place the left leg out in front. And just lift and drop that right knee. Notice how there's no resistance to gravity. The hip is completely relaxed. Now let's lift that right leg, cradling the lower part of the leg and take it through its circling motion, right to the edge of its comfortable range of motion. Just a little bit beyond, not overdoing it. Just teasing that edge. Ujjayi breath. Change directions. Take the right hand on the outside of the right foot and dig circles. Opening up the hip. And also notice a little opening of the hamstring. Change directions. You can always do any other hip openers you like before class. You want to be able to sit comfortably on the floor. Straighten that right leg, stretch the hamstring. Good. Change legs. Lift and drop the left knee. Ujjayi breathing. And we'll circle that lower left leg. Make sure you're hearing that hissing sound in the throat during the background of the majority of this practice. Change directions. Opening the hips, warming the body up. Now big circles. Notice the feeling in the hip and the hamstring as you take this motion to its edge. Still hearing the Ujjayi breath sound, change directions. This physical practice, we have plenty to keep the mind focused on, sensations in the body, sound of the breath, areas of mental focus or drishti. Points of concentration. Allowing the mind to be focused on what we're doing here and now gives it such a nice break from its daily routine of overthinking everything, multiple distractions. So simply enjoy the practice right here, right now. Like on the back, gently lift the chin so you notice the back of the head on the mat and wiggle the toes. Open and close the toes, exaggerate the movement. Ujjayi breathing. Now these feet, you can wave them away from and back towards the face, flexing and dorsiflexing the feet. Gently turning the head side to side. Head back to center and ankle circles. This series of yoga postures was designed in a tradition that wants to take infinite care of the body, but also accelerate our spiritual progress towards self-realization, change directions. It's a very practical tradition. Simply, if we take care of the body and it's not complaining or aching or screaming at us, we can be more calm. We can sit to meditate, do other practices without the distraction of the body complaining. And we can live longer and have more time for that progress of self-realization. Heels close to the butt. Roll to the left, tuck the right arm in, roll to the right, tuck the left arm in. We're going into half shoulder stand. If you're not comfortable with half shoulder stand, simply lay on the floor with feet straight up and engage the bandhas. Those of us going in, engage the bandhas, lift the chin slightly, roll up, cradle the hips. Squeeze Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, engaging the core. Legs should be straight, should be at about a 45-degree angle to the floor. They should meet the torso, the upper body. at a 90-degree angle, like the corner of a picture frame. Once you get there, squeeze, lift that pelvic floor. It's a Kegel squeeze. This pelvic floor contraction is called Mula Bandha. Drawing the navel to the spine, upper and lower abdominals engaged. That's Uddiyana Bandha. You're breathing in and out through the nose. Mouth is closed, creating an Ujjayi breath sound. Let the legs slightly wave back and forth. So you notice the center of gravity of the posture. You want to get it lined up with the heart center. So that region of the body containing the heart is that which presses into the mat. Squeezing bandhas, just holding there. Listening to the Ujjayi breath sound. Place your drishti, your inner gaze, in the heart region. Simply go deep inside the heart, be there. Start to notice the effect. You gain more benefit if you imagine the color green in the heart. And gently bend the legs, let the knees come towards the forehead. Slowly roll out one vertebra at a time. Letting those legs slowly descend. We like to build a little tension as these legs descend if it feels good to the back. And then when the heels touch, let go of all tension. Just let the legs flop, feet flop open, palms up into the ceiling, wiggle the hips. Take a big giant inhale. Exhale, letting go of all tension. Sink into the mat. Mind becoming calm. Begin to become aware of that calm state, that relaxed body. Knowing this is your natural state. Take the arms over the head, big stretch, inhale. Exhale, sit up, touch the toes. Next we'll go into half fish, the counter pose, the half shoulder stand. Place the hands below the back, on the back of the legs, firm up the legs. If you lift the heels off the mat slightly, you firm up the legs. Squeeze Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, and come back on the elbows. Lift the chest. Let the head touch the mat. If the neck is not very strong at first, you can always place a prop, a pillow, a rolled up blanket behind the heart. So here we have Mula Bandha engaged, Uddiyana Bandha engaged, the chest is lifted, the head's pressing to the mat. We created a nice arch in the spine, arched up away from gravity. The legs can be firm, contracted, or relaxed as long as you do not release Mula Bandha, that Kegel squeeze. Nice arch in the spine. Visualize that arch in the spine. Feel the arch in the spine. You can start to notice that the breath moves within the spine. As you inhale, the breath moves from the tailbone up the spine. And exhale, that breath just pours into the head. As you pretend to do this or feel it or visualize it, you get a sense that there's energy that's tied to the breath. As we breathe, we can move energy using the power of focus and visualization. Visualization. Inhale, draw it from the spine up. Exhale, let it pour into the head. Still Ujjayi breath. Each breath, we're moving closer and closer to a point of stillness in the posture. You can let yourself, your mental focus, just reside inside the skull. Notice that vast space. And prepare for a safe exit. We're going to protect the neck as we come out. Place the hands below the butt and the back of the legs using the elbows. Protecting the neck, gently lift up, out, and lower down. Let the feet flop open, maybe wiggle the hips, or butterfly the feet, open and close. Big inhale. Exhale, just let go of all tension and sink into the mat. And notice the effect. The more you practice this yoga, the less it becomes a physical exercise, and it almost becomes a meditation and exercise of movement of energy affecting all levels of the being. First, it's hard to get a sense for that, but just trust me. Keep practicing. The more you practice, the more effective it is, the more enjoyable it is. Deep sense of well-being. Take the arms over the head. Big stretch. Inhale. Exhale, come up. And come to standing. Heels together, toes apart. Lift the shoulders towards the earlobes. Draw the shoulders back and lower. And once again, just notice the effect. And now we'll go into Yoga Mudrasana. I'm going to sit in an easy cross-legged pose. Unless you're able to easily go into full lotus, that would be each foot on top of the thigh. I can't do it without knee pain, so we don't ever do anything that's painful. Easy cross-legged, you get just as much benefit. Hands on the hips. Feel the sit bones on the mat. Engage Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Holding forward till you feel tension in the hips or the IT band. Begin the little Kriya movements. Ujjayi breath. And then pause. Notice the tension. Inhale. Direct that breath right into the areas of tension. On exhale, squeeze Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha tighter on the exhale. Feel the tension release. Again. Inhaling into tension. Exhale, tighten the bandhas with a little more tension. Feel it release. Squeeze Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Inhale, come up. And Navi Mudra is next. Take these hands, place the thumb in the palm, wrap the fingers around it, and then these knuckles are like cogs of the gear. Place the cogs together and massage between the knuckles. Gears moving back and forth. Creating our own production of energy here, just like the gears in these hydroelectric dams. We're creating energy by massaging these knuckles. Keeping the knuckles together, we keep the energy in a circuit. We don't let it escape. The mind's very calm and open. You can feel the energy. And let's place those fists. Let's keep the energy. Place it right at the navel. And simply fold over the fists gently. Start to massage the navel region. So you're folded over. You're just kneading the abdominal region with those knuckles, just like a bread maker would knead the dough. To create their masterpiece, we're kneading the Manipura chakra to give ourselves the energy to create whatever masterpiece we want to with ourselves. A masterpiece for good. Share more love in the world. To have the energy for our own practice. To achieve our spiritual goals, our life goals. Come back up. Now we're going to take the arms behind the back and interlace the fingers. Take a big inhale. Notice how as the lungs fill, the shoulders can open. On exhale, fold forward. Inhale, filling the lungs, shoulders open, arms lift. Exhale, releasing forward. Again. Ujjayi breath the whole time.
Squeeze Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. One big inhale, come up. Release the hands, place the hands on the knees. And just notice the effect for a moment. And then release down, lying on the back in Shavasana. You can butterfly the feet, wiggle the hips, big inhale. Exhale, just sink into the mat. Now bend the legs so that the heels get close to the back. Palms face down by your sides. This is bridge pose. Begin the warm up. Going to perfectly coordinate breath with movement. As you inhale, let the hips rise. Not only rise, but move on a diagonal towards the head so that you roll a little bit up on the shoulder blades. Exhaling down. Inhale up. Ujjayi breath. In and out through the nose. Full lungs when the hips reach the top, exhaling down. Lungs completely empty when the butt touches down. Inhale up again. Exhaling down. On the next inhale, when the hips reach the top, let's hold right there. Keep breathing in and out through the nose. Let's make the thighs firm, the butt firm. Pelvic floor squeezed, lifted, navel drawn to the spine. Everything is tight here. You could set a 1,000-pound weight on your hips and you would not collapse. Body's so strong, and all you do is listen to Ujjayi breath sound. Calm, peaceful mind. If you like, you can go into half wheel pose. Or just stay in bridge. We all have a firm lower half, firm bandhas. Ujjayi breath. On inhale, draw the breath from the spine up. Exhale, pour it into the head. If you're in bridge, you can direct that exhale to the third eye, forehead center. If you're in half wheel, you can pour it right into the crown chakra, touching the mat. Those of you who want can go all the way into full wheel, only if you practice it regularly. Many options with this yoga. Gently come out. Straighten the legs, wiggle the hips, open the palms to the ceiling. Big inhale. Exhale, just sink into the mat. Take the arms over the head, big stretch, inhale. Exhale, come up. Touching the toes. And cross the feet in front of you. Come to standing. Heels together, toes apart. And sitting crane. Just sit on the mat. Firm up the legs. Arms up over the head like a touchdown signal in American football. Look up, chin up, chest up. Come forward. Look up, chin up, chest up. Come forward. One more time. Now little Kriya movements, micro movements. As you do this, notice the tension, the stretch in the back of the legs. Try to find that area that is creating the most resistance for you. Memorize it. If you can, take hold of the big toes or place the hands on the shins. Remember, it should always be pain-free. It could be uncomfortable, but there should be no pain. Using the breath, using the bandhas. So Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha are never relaxed. They're always engaged. Creating an Ujjayi breath sound in the throat. Now let's use the power of our focus and concentration on inhale. Direct that breath right into the area of greatest tension in the back of the legs. Exhale, squeezing the bandhas. Feel the tension release. Again. So you contract the bandhas a little bit more on the exhale, because that front side contraction allows a backside release of tension. Each exhale, the body releases millimeter by millimeter into the posture. Let the head relax towards the knees. And in this position, we have the power to release emotional blockages by focusing right in Svadhisthana chakra, this energy center. It's right above the tailbone at the sacrum. Just put your mental gaze right there, above the tailbone, between the sit bones. When we release emotional blockages, it's not like we can't feel anymore. We can just allow those emotions to pass through us without creating a total mental storm. Okay, release the hands, stretch them out over the feet. Big inhale, come up. And release down into Shavasana. Big inhale. Exhale. Letting go of all tension. Emotions can teach us so much about what's going on in our body, in our mind. So it's nice to be able to watch them, not suppress them. Whether they're good or painful, just let them flow through you. Arms over the head, big stretch, inhale. Exhale, come up. Touch the toes. And we'll go on our belly for grasshopper pose. Take your right arm out to the side. Move it out like an airplane wing. Lift the left leg and roll to the right. Bend that right lower leg. Create a triangular stable base for this posture. Hand on the hip. Inhale, left heel lifts. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down, perfectly coordinating breath with movement. On a physical level, we're strengthening all the supporting structures of the knee here, opening the hips. On an energetic level, anything we do physically affects the energetic layer of our body. This posture is extremely effective at opening up the central channel associated with the spine, called Sushumna. Inhale up, exhale down. The beauty of this posture is in the last phase where we lift the legs, we bring a lot of energy up the spine to those centers of the body that work from a place of love, of intuition, compassion, creativity. In touch with the spiritual part of our being and operate from all these nice, good places, and therefore our psychological states as we navigate life operate from these beautiful, powerful places. Bring the leg to the halfway position, hold. 3, 2, 1, roll to the belly. Left leg is still lifted, and now lift that heel all the way to the ceiling and lower. Now the opposite side, left arm goes out, right leg lifts, and we roll to the left. Bend that lower left leg, create a stable base. Let right heel inhale as it rises. Exhale, lower, coordinating breath with movement, Ujjayi breath. See the brilliance of this yoga, so that it's a tantric yoga. So our psychological states, our state of consciousness follows the energy. So in this system is designed to allow energy to open up these higher chakras, these higher centers. Because who wouldn't want to operate day to day from a place of love, creativity, intuition, being in tune with the highest part of our being, as opposed to what's going on right now. Inhaling up, exhaling down. With this COVID virus, we can see people are operating from the lower centers, a place of fear for their survival, using their power, greed. How many people were hoarding toilet paper at first? Operating from these lower levels just beats you down. Let's do this yoga and operate from a place of love, compassion, creativity, expression, intuition. Right leg, hold it halfway. 3, 2, 1. Roll to the belly. Right heel lifts, ceiling, and lowers. Get the body aligned on the mat, perfectly straight. Arms by the side, firm up the legs. Push pubic bone into the mat. Both legs lift up. Keep breathing. Ujjayi breath. Lift a little higher and lower. Do 2 more rounds of this. On this next lift, I want you to notice the spine and imagine that spine is an open channel. Breath moving up the spine on the inhale and back down on the exhale. We're just cleaning out this channel like a chimney sweep would clean out a chimney, removing the debris, the blockages. Both legs lift. Inhale, feel the breath move up the spine. Exhale, notice it move back down. Feel the breath moving up and down through this open channel. And lower both legs. On the third lift, on the inhale, we'll draw the breath up the spine. On the exhale, we lift forward into the head. Firm legs, pubic bone into the mat, both legs lift up. Inhale, drawing the breath up. Exhale, pouring it into the head. Again, inhale up. Exhale, pour it into the head. And then just let the breath be on its own. Put your inner gaze inside the skull. Notice the vast space there. The body's lifting effortlessly, just listening to the Ujjayi breath. Drishti inside the skull. And lower back down the legs, wiggle the hips. Turn the head to the side, take a big inhale. And exhale, sink into the mat. And just notice the effect. Turn the head to the opposite side, another big inhale. Exhale, sink into the mat. And just notice the effect. In Shavasana, in a state of complete relaxation, you can notice the effect of the posture. where we see just how effective these physical body movements, postures are, how they affect all levels of our being. Turn the head back to center, push up on all fours. Let the hips come back to the heels, child's pose. Come up into downward dog. Walking the feet forward, come to standing, heels together, toes apart. Lift the shoulders towards the ears, draw the shoulders back and lower. Notice the effect. Okay, now we'll go into supine pose of firmness and light, Vajralingadrasana. Interlace the fingers, place them behind the knees, drop the shoulders away from the ears, balance on the sacrum. Feet can be below the knees, even with the knees, or above. Whatever feels good. The key to this posture is noticing where you're balanced on the mat, right at the sacrum. We focus there as we really squeeze Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, breathing in and out through the nose, creating that Ujjayi breath sound. %, mental focus right on that point of the body that's pressing into the mat. Let your focus go right there, as though your whole being is traveling deep within that point, pressing into the mat. Hearing Ujjayi breath in the background. Pelvic floor is contracted, lifted. It's a Kegel, that's Mula Bandha. Navel drawn to the spine, that's Uddiyana Bandha. With each exhale, going deeper within this sacral region, Swadhisthana. Now tuck the chin to the chest and we'll rock on the spine. We'll rock back into the shoulder blades, rock forward. Spinal rocking, protecting the neck. This is a dynamic plow. Want a soft spine, just let it receive the massage. And roll and rock up to the balanced position. Lift the legs a little higher, squeezing the bandhas. Shaking's okay, Ujjayi breath. And release down into Shavasana. Wiggle the hips, big inhale. Exhale, sinking into the mat. Simply notice the effect. Take the arms over the head, big stretch, inhale. Exhale up, touch the toes, and come up on the knees for Supta Vajrasana. We begin with a warm-up, inhale. On the exhale, let the hips come down towards the heels. Inhale up, exhale down. Notice how the knees feel. If they feel good, the hips can come all the way to the heels. If there's pain, you stop right at the edge of the pain and come back up. This can be different for every person, different day to day. If you've had a knee injury, you don't go all the way down and push through it. You'll just injure the knee more. You just go right to the edge, inhale up. Exhaling down, inhaling up. Ujjayi breath. Now come to rest. You can place a prop, a pillow or something between your heels, like this if you like. Or if you're more flexible and can come down to the floor between the heels, do so. We're going to bounce at the base of the spine, bounce the base of the spine, tailbone on your prop or on the floor. There's an infinite source of energy at the base of the spine that the yogis know of. A lot of us can barely even imagine, but we're going to access it now. Shake it up, wake it up. It's like you're waking up a teenager, 6 in the morning to go to school on Monday morning. Wake them up, wake her up. And then we've woken up the energy. Let's open the spine, open that channel by taking it into some kind of a back bend. If it feels right, you can just lift the chest, or you can bring the hands back. Come onto the elbows. Work all the way to the floor. Squeeze Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, Ujjayi breath. On the inhale, squeezing the bandhas. Feel the energy moving up. Exhale, pour it into the head. Pour it right to that third eye center at the forehead. Ujjayi breath, drawing the breath up on the inhale. Pouring it into the head on the exhale, squeezing Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. And gently, carefully come up, sit on the heels. Take your arms behind the head, one hand on each shoulder blade, and pat yourself. At the same time, we repeat an auto-suggestion. Switch hands. One of my auto-suggestions right now is, I can handle it. I can handle it. I can handle everything I need to get done. Okay, come on all fours. Take that right leg back, contract the thigh, lift the kneecap. Change legs. And come on your back and take Shavasana. completely relaxed. Big giant inhale. Exhale, sink into the mat. And just notice the effect. Okay, moving into Purnashanti Shavasana. First, gently turn the head side to side, noticing the entire surface area of the head rotating through space. Head back to center. Take that right hand, open it as wide as you can so you're stretching the skin in the palm, tight as a drum. And put thumb in the palm, make a tight fist so that as that right arm lifts off the floor, lift it off the floor, it's becoming tense up to the shoulder. Inhale. Exhale, drop it. Bending the right elbow, the forearm lifts and drops. Full right arm floats up and drops. Left hand, open it as wide as you can, stretching the skin in the palm. Thumb in the palm, make a tight fist, whole left arm lifting off the floor. It's tense. Inhale. Exhale, dropping the left arm. Bending the left elbow, forearm lifts and drops. Whole left arm floats up and drops. Right toes open and close. The right toes exaggerating the movement so that whole right leg's moving. Notice the movement even up into the hip and lower back. Inhale. Exhale, release the right leg. Left toes open, close, open, close. Exaggerating the movement. Big inhale. Exhale, relaxing the left leg. Now butterfly the feet, big toes and knees come together. Feet flop open so the outside of the foot hits the floor. Open, close, open, close. Go a little bit faster. Keep going. It's okay if there's some fatigue. Notice the lower back opening up. Big inhale. Exhale, feet flop open. Notice the tingling in the hips, the heavy legs. Let's try to lift that right leg. It's so heavy, but you can lift it an inch or two. Drop it. Left leg so heavy, you can lift it an inch or two and drop it. Body's completely relaxed. Now the universal peace mantra. Big inhale. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shalom. Satnam Sadhu. Tao am home spirit. Swami Kami. Amen, Amen. Om Selah. Hum. For 1 minute, simply be. still. Gently come up to sitting. With the eyes closed, take one last moment to notice your psychological state, the effect of the practice. Knowing this is your natural state, tell yourself you'll carry this throughout the day, sharing your love and light with everyone you come in contact with. Have a great Sunday. Namaste. Thanks, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow morning as I don't have to go into work too early. Watch the emails and I'll let you know how my week and work schedule progresses. Thank you.